Hello, my friends. We've got another little yappy yap confessional wellish hangout sesh for you, and I am feeling good this week. So we've got good things to talk about. I want to start with my shower epiphany that I just had about 15 minutes ago. Not 15 minutes ago, your girl got ready after, but like an hour ago, okay? I took a shower and I saw some person on the internet talk about how when you take a shower, you should like enter this meditative state and let all of the bad shit wash off of you. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. That sounds like a nice time. And I'm actually showering with enough time to do that because a lot of the time I lay in bed until the last minute and then power shower before or sometimes during, don't tell my boss, while I'm working. And now I've actually been giving myself more time. So I got up, took a shower with like enough time to do all of that, which honestly felt weird. Like I was like, wait, I have time to like shave my legs. This is bizarre. So I did this cute little meditation moment. And it's very easy for me to like snap into a meditative state. So let me just say that. But like, I was immediately like swaying under the water, like trying to run the water. It was first going over my back, and then I like wanted it to be over my heart. And I fully got immersed in this meditative state. And for whatever reason, your girl is not a Disney adult. Let me clarify that. But she was a Disney princess girly. So I don't know what came over me, but all of a sudden I just started humming the Beauty and the Beast song, like that main song, Beauty and the Beast, that song. And I literally was like, oh my God, is that me? Like Beauty and the Beast, like beauty, me, whole me, genuine me underneath all the social conditioning. And the beast is all of the anxiety and fear and social conditioning and shoulds and all of the bullshit that I'm constantly piling on top of who I am. And then I started thinking about the movie and I was like, oh my God, wait a second. Is that what the movie's about? And like maybe this has been put out there somewhere on the internet, but like, I don't know. I fully had this realization that she has this moment at the beginning of the movie that's like a trauma, right? Like something happens with her dad. She's like got to be whipped into this dungeon in order to save him. He's like kidnapped. Like, think about that in real life. Like, that's traumatizing, right? So she's got this like trauma that happens. And then she meets the beast. The beast comes in and he is horrible and she fights him and she avoids him and it's just like this monstrous entity. But here's what I think is really interesting. Okay. Instead of getting rid of the beast, what does she do? She falls in love with him. She makes him a part of who she is, a part of her life. And because she didn't suppress and push him away, she was able to find the beauty in the beast and like in what he provides for her. And then it transforms and he transforms into this like beautiful prince at the end because she like leveled up basically and embraced it compared to fighting it. And I just was like, oh my God, epiphany. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was really good. So that's kind of the vibe for today. And honestly, it is the vibe for Wellish overall, like being able to embrace that imperfect version of us, like knowing that Wellish is good and like you can be incredible and not be this like glorified, romanticized social media perfect version that you are made to feel like you should be. And that if you embrace the parts of you that aren't so great, that you actually get to have a life that feels good. It doesn't just look good. I told you guys last week that I wasn't feeling that great. And so I turned to manifestation to kind of help me out of that rut. And I did feel like a mindset shift when I did that. And so this week I really carried that through. I have spent the last few mornings starting my day in my manifestation journal and I have been doing future vision planning. And at first, I was doing like my long term life that I want, not long term, but like in the next 5 years, basically. And I described this like beautiful lifestyle to the point that like I was almost like jealous and like longing for that life, which was super exciting. And then the last time I manifestation journaled, which was this morning, I felt kind of tired of that. Like the idea of writing that same storyline again made me feel just a little bit exhausted. So I decided to do something a little bit shorter term. And I have been writing a lot in that future manifestation about what I'm wearing and thinking a lot about what I'm wearing. And yesterday, it's gonna sound irrelevant at first, but stay with me. I had reorganized my kitchen. I essentially curbside rescued this cute little storage cube moment, and I wanted to organize my kitchen and spread everything out a little bit more. And so to do that, I was going through a lot of my kitchen appliances, and my ex fiance was very like into buying kitchen appliances. And when I left, I took absolutely everything in that goddamn house and left him with literally nothing. And so I still had like several of those, and I threw a lot of them out because I was just like, this just makes me think of that past life. Like, now I don't have tongs, okay? I don't have any. I need some. But you know what? I'd rather just make it a priority to like head over to Goodwill and get a pair of tongs than to keep looking at a pair that are burnt and remind me of this night that I made brisket that was like right towards the end, and like he was out doing whatever the fuck, and I don't know, like it just makes me feel icky. And so why should that be in my feel good kitchen? So I threw them away. And I want this mentality to transfer to my closet. And I would love to do a full closet purge. Guys, I have clothes in there from college, okay? I have clothes in there from versions of me that I don't want to be anymore. And the problem is, your girl is so sentimental that I hold on to clothes, not even because I like them, but because of the meaning I associate with them or the memory that I associate with them. And I read something one time about like why I am that way. You could call it hoarding, you could call it like way too sentimental, like I said. And what the answer mostly came back to was identity. Like I somehow identify with that thing, and that I feel if I get rid of that thing, then I will lose that identity. I feel like a really good example of this is my hair. I think it would be really fun to dye my hair fun colors or make it dark or anything different, but I have literally been blonde my entire life. I mean, I had a couple instances that I got creative and I dyed my hair pink, or I have done like a conditioner, kind of like a not permanent dye, and made it brown because I was just that curious. But for the most part, I've always been blonde because I so much identify as a blonde, and the idea of the world not perceiving me as a blonde somehow makes me like feel bad inside. I don't even know how to describe it out loud into words. It's just like the shitstorm of your mind that you feel like weird about it. But, like, who like, literally what? Like, literally, who cares? And so, I think that, like, again, I do that same thing with my clothes. So, bringing it back to the manifestation journal, I decided instead to bring it to something more short term and talk about the present day, because you're always speaking in present tense when you're writing in your manifestation journal. But it was after I had purged my entire closet and I had my whole new wardrobe, and I was able to stand inside of my wardrobe and just love every single piece in it. I was able to navigate it very easily because I'm not like pushing and sifting through all of this bullshit. And I talked about how doing this total closet purge I first said, it was incredibly uncomfortable, just like absolutely anything else that we experience in our life. When you want to make major change, you're going to experience major discomfort. And I then talked about how it was the first thing in me pivotally changing the way that I navigate my life and the way that I view my life and the way that I view myself and the way that I view myself in my life. And it was a really cool exercise because, again, it wasn't this like make believe life. While it's good to do that, because we want to get a vision for what we want our life to be. And without that whole big vision, I wouldn't have honed in on this piece of it, the style and fashion piece of it. But being able to take that fashion piece of it and bring it into the present. And so, like, now I was, like, fully motivated to, like, purge my closet this morning. Like, I was like, "I don't even have to record the podcast. I will just go purge the closet right now." But honestly, your girl is balling on a budget, and I don't wanna waste my garbage bags, so I wanna figure out, like, I gotta get boxes or something like that because I, for real, wanna do a full closet purge. Like, I have not done my laundry in, like, 2 weeks, and I honestly, maybe closer to 3, and I still have a full packed closet. Like, can't even move my stuff closet. And I haven't done my laundry for close to 3 weeks. That's insane, dude. And I did a style quiz this morning because obviously I'm on a kick, and I'm not even wearing 10% of my clothes. Like, hello, what is that? The other thing that I did in my manifestation journal this week was watch YouTube videos about manifestation and like write notes about what I was learning and like what I could implement. And the thing that stuck with me the most is a quote. You know what? Actually, I'm going to read it to you. Hold on. How cool is my manifestation journal? If you're on YouTube, you can see it. It's like heavy and it looks like the eye of a dragon. It literally has the dragon's eye in the middle. I got it from this like creepy horror shop in a suburb near Chicago a couple weekends ago, and I'm real excited about it. Plus, the pages come out, so I don't have to like use the book and get rid of it. I can just replace the pages when I'm done. So that it motivates me honestly even more to like fill this thing out to shit because I always like prolong journals because like I like them and I don't want them to go away. Okay, so the quote is, "You are only limited by weakness of attention and poverty of imagination." It was Neville Goddard. He's a manifestation law of attraction expert. Something else was something that Albert Einstein said. It says, "Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics." And it's just the attention part. Like they're both saying the same thing, that if you are focusing on a certain thing, that is what will manifest. And I just felt that that was really, really interesting because it makes sense. I mean, again, like I really don't like to think of manifestation as this woo-woo thing. Like it just makes sense. It just like it is what it is. Of course, what you focus on will manifest. If I focus on making myself dinner, it'll manifest. If I focus on going to the gym, it will manifest. But what happens is we end up focusing on other things. Instead of making dinner, I'm focused on watching Love Island and laying in my bed and focusing on how bad I want to lay in my bed. Or I'm focused on how badly I don't feel like going to the gym or how I don't like what I look like in my workout clothes or and that it would make sense that I would go to the gym to fix that, but like I don't want to do that. And poverty of imagination, that if you can think it, you can do it. You can come up with it. You can make it happen. If you can come up with it inside of your brain and like use your imagination in order to create this reality, you have then the first step in making it come into your life. Not because it will just magically appear, but because you have the end goal and now you can work backwards and figure out what you need to do in order to get it. If something never pops into your head, if you can't imagine it, then like you're never gonna have that thing, obviously. And so I had this realization this week about how we handle the things that we want and that we've been taught to make them a means of like going to get it. Like it's now your job to hustle and make that happen, right? But what if it's not wanting isn't about like needing to go get something. Like what if it is your ability to understand yourself better? It is a tool to get to know you, and when you can get to know you, you can make more aligned choices that will make your life feel good, not just look good. Because the problem with the way that we're handling wants now by being like, "Oh, I want to do this thing and I'm going to work towards it. I'm going to hustle towards it," is you're fully focused on what you don't have, what you are lacking in life. And the whole point of manifestation is abundance. It's not to focus on the lack. So we're focusing on the lack and we're focusing on the lack. And you just continue to get more of that instead of focusing on what you want. And the key to manifestation is what you focus on. So, another thing that I had written in my manifestation journal last week that really shifted my perspective is my career goal. That's something that I really get into the shitstorm of my mind about and worried about, like what I'm doing and if I'm making the right choices and all this stuff. And this idea of just focusing on what it is I want and then surrendering and relaxing has really been helpful and has really helped me make just easy decisions in how I'm going to navigate my life right now and trusting that new ideas will manifest and new opportunities will manifest as they are meant to. So, moving on from manifestation, I think the other thing that really contributed to my week being really good and me being in a place now that I feel really good is focusing on, see, focus always comes back. I think it's so bizarre. I'm noticing it everywhere now, but focusing on my goals and getting clear on what they are. So, my boyfriend and I did this cute little Sunday session that we went and got pizza at this new restaurant, and it was like just like this cheapy, low maintenance kind of deal that we're going to try to do every Sunday, that we're going to go get dinner and talk about our week, basically, like talk about what we want to accomplish, how we can help each other accomplish that, and just honestly like have the conversation to keep it front of mind and like bounce ideas off of each other on how we can make those things happen. And one of the things that we talked about during that conversation was the way that we are thinking so big picture and not doing small things, like starting where we're at, basically. So I have felt like I told you guys last week that my life has been pretty chaotic and I don't want it to feel that way anymore. So, like, one of the things that I did that made it feel a lot less chaotic was reorganizing, having more storage, being able to spread things out. I'm not jamming things into drawers. I'm not digging through drawers to find specific utensils. I'm not like climbing up and like trying to like get a plate from like way up high. I made everything more streamlined thanks to the storage that I found. And it is a small thing that made my life feel less chaotic. Another thing that I've been doing is as soon as I wake up, I get up. I have been manifestation journaling. And then when I leave my bed, I'm getting in the shower. And this is going to sound weird, okay? Don't judge me, all right? But like I shower, okay? Like let me make that abundantly clear. I am a clean person. I shower. But I definitely wasn't showering every day for sure. And definitely not in the morning. Like I would just shower like whenever I had the opportunity basically, or like whenever I felt like it, or whenever I needed to, whenever I was going to be seen by other people, not just because it was a standard part of my routine and a part of my life. And so I woke up and I showered, and it was interesting like to wake up and just shower, cuz it was like wait, I shower, like it was like I noticed that I showered for no purpose, and like that was just a way to start my day and that it made me feel good. So if you follow me on Instagram at sarah.rittendale, you would have seen that I gorged myself in Korean barbecue on Monday, and that did not go well. your girl was not well. She definitely ate herself sick. And so I did not feel good in the morning. I had the heating pad. I was in and out of the bathroom. I was eating all of the Tums and Pepto that I could find. It was not good. And normally in this circumstance, I would just spend my day in bed, that I wouldn't change my clothes. I would do no hygiene. I would just roll over, get on my work laptop, and work from my bed without doing anything. And I just would feel gross. But instead, even though I didn't feel good, I got up and I got in the shower and then I made my bed and then I got dressed for the day and then I made myself a nice little probiotic digestion tea and I felt good. My day felt better and I felt better. Like it made my stomach not hurt so bad. I mean, it still like kind of bugged me, but like it was fine. It was manageable. I was able to move through my day and I was able to feel good and eventually I felt fine again. Oh my God. And again, it comes back to like what you're focusing on. Like if I had continued to lay there and focus on the fact that I felt like shit, I would just continue to manifest feeling like shit. I'd be manifesting more of that. But because I wanted to focus on feeling better and doing the things that would make that happen, that's what manifested. Oh my God. See how focus keeps coming back? I just think it's so interesting. So, focusing on the small things, I have not been very gym oriented recently. I just haven't felt like going. And I have decided to try to be more food oriented. And I feel like focusing small there, like being able to just be more mindful of what I'm eating and making it as easy as possible. I don't have to make like a whole protein shake or make myself a whole breakfast, but just making sure that I'm eating a cup of yogurt in the morning and a sandwich for lunch and leftovers for dinner. Like I'm good to go, and like being mindful about what it is I am eating and being more focused on maybe that than going to the gym. Like I've never been fully focused on what I'm eating. I've always been focused on the gym. And so I want to try something different basically. So keeping those goals at the forefront of my mind, moving slowly, starting very small, like almost silly small, and starting where I'm at instead of where my brain knows I'm capable of being has been really, really helpful. And it just has completely changed the way that I feel inside. Like it changes the way that I feel in about myself and about my life. And not even because I'm doing the things right. I just am not as stressed and anxious and ruminating about everything because I'm taking care of myself. The thing that I notice the most about how I feel and me saying that I feel good and comparing it to last week, and I was telling you guys I didn't feel so good, is that it doesn't feel like night and day. Like I don't feel good to the point that I'm like, things are great. I feel so good. I have no anxiety. I love my life. I love myself. And like sometimes I think that's what happens when I get on these like kicks. Like I get excited about something and I run on adrenaline and I feel so good. And that's great, but it always crashes where like this feels more like there are still things that I'm worried about, still things I don't feel that great about, and my view of myself and my life isn't what I want it to be yet, but I feel better than I did last week, and I feel not bad, basically. I do, I feel good. It's just that it feels more authentic. Like it feels more like a genuine I feel good because it didn't just 180 and turn into like this adrenaline wave to ride. So that's where I'm at now. I love having these conversations with you. I hope something in here resonated with you or helped you have new perspective on something you want to do in your life. We do get to have one more of these yappy sessions because June is extra long, which is not great for the wallet, but great for us being able to hang out and great for summer. We're not mad about elongated summer months, especially here in Chicago. Did I tell you guys I made like a whole bucket list of like a bunch of shit to do in Chicago and like restaurants and like all this stuff that I want to try to do? I'm so excited. Because again, I'm going to focus on what I want, not what I don't want. See, look at that. Isn't that so cool? I love these yappy episodes because sometimes you just don't want to listen to advice. You don't want to hear about how you can be better because automatically just makes you feel like there's something wrong with who you are now. And it's nice just to get insight about yourself from listening to somebody else talk about this kind of stuff. So I hope that this was just very chill, relaxing, and you can carry it with you and take it into the weekend. If anything did resonate with you, I would really appreciate you rating and reviewing the show or leaving a like on YouTube. It really does help get episodes out to more like minded listeners like you and I that need to live a little bit more wellishly. And if you have not already, you're going to want to subscribe to the episode. If you are a person that loves self improvement but does not love the perfectionism that comes with it. Okay, I love you endlessly. I hope you have an incredible kick ass weekend that is safe and feels good and is fun and is aligned. I will talk to you on Monday. Bye, guys.